This is the Trib Live High School Sports Network, the official streaming partner of the WPIAL, featuring exclusive coverage of all playoffs and championships. Stretching across 10 counties, 2,000 broadcasts a year, live and forever archived. Trib, hssn.triblive.com.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Swing and a miss! A no-hitter in the WPIAL championship game!
The Mohawk Warriors have knocked off the four-time defending champion and are champions again.
The Neshannock Wildcats are the WPIAL champions.
Elwood City, WPIAL champions for the first time in school history.
Cox with it. Cox all the way in the jam again. The Red Hurricanes storming their way to another title. Swing and a miss. A one-hit masterpiece.
Turn, fake it to Maple, keeping himself, coming near side. Can they hit him? No!
Strike three called. Put another notch in the belt. Memorial Spartans three-peat.
And Neshannock is the 2021 2A Girls Champion.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet. Well, there's no golden ball, but a chance for the PIAA trophy to head back to Lawrence County. Two chances today, coming to you live from the Giants Center. It's the Class 2A Girls Basketball Championship here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP this afternoon, well, still this morning. District 7 champion Neshannock against District 4 champion Southern Columbia. Today's broadcast on the Lawrence County SportsNet and on the Trib Live High School Sports Network is brought to you by Maley Chiropractic, by Luxembourg Garbett, Kelly and George, by the Red Zone, by Pontius Insurance, by the Crane Room Grill, by the Tri-County Principals Association, by Something for Your Wall Photography, and by the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Today's broadcast brought to you by Mark Walzer of Keller Williams Realty. Special thanks to Mark Walzer for helping us to get this championship game on the air today from the sweetest place on earth, Hershey, Pennsylvania. I'm James Dotson, Tim Continenza alongside, and Tim, who's that guy to your left?
You know, he looks a little familiar.
He does.
He likes to talk a lot, so we invite him along.
Lee Moan joining us to make a...
Why not?
Well, why not? Exactly, yo. He's here. He's been here how many years now, Lee?
26 now. Wow. 96. When you see the PIAA promotional video that they play before the game, you'll see Kobe Bryant is there on one of the games. He said the famous things. So, yeah, it's been a long time. Having a blast, though, and hopefully going to be seeing Neshannock come home with their first state championship today.
And their first state championship, their second consecutive trip here to the Giants Center. But things could not be more different from last year's trip to this year's trip. And talking to the coaches, the girls, the parents, everybody involved, you know, last year was an experience is how they called it. This year, it's all business. And it started, Tim, when they got here to the championship game a year ago. They fell short, 11 points in their defeat to Mount Carmel, and they basically all met up in the locker room, which, by the way, wasn't even a locker room. They were in the hallway. But they met as a group in the fake locker room and basically said, we'll be back here. We're making it our goal to be right back here, and they've completed that goal, and now another notch in the belt to make happen.
Well, you know, that's motivation. Obviously, when you set a goal of winning a championship and you come that close to it, and you fall short, and you don't think you played your best game, there's real motivation. You had a leadership in this senior class that absolutely wanted to go out on top, and now they're going to have that opportunity. I mean, the Nogue and Leo Nogue and the rest of the group, they're here for a reason. This has been their goal. You know, Coach G has mentioned it throughout the season that, you know, they're ready for a challenge, and this was their challenge all season long to get back here to have this opportunity.
Again, our broadcast today brought to you by Mark Walzer of Keller Williams Realty. Visit them online, markwalzer.kw.com. Here on our LGKG pregame show, visit them online at lgkg.com. Keeping promises for over 80 years. When you look at the the sequence that it's been in the last 2 years, Lee, in terms of where they've been, where they've come from, all the adversity that they've had to go through, just the fact that you have everybody back and then some, because they really didn't have a bench last year due to injury. You now have 2 extra players that were not there last year due to injury, and another one who's moved back to her home district after not playing basketball for a couple of years. That bench is going to be huge today.
Yeah, the bench is going to be huge, as you said, and the experience, I think, is going to be huge. To Southern Columbia, you'll get into it during the pregame, James, that they're known for football. They're out there every year for football. Powerhouse there. Their soccer team, they won 3 out of the last 4 state championships, but basketball, not so much. So the experience factor should be big for Neshannock, and then you got 850 years of experience on the bench over there with Coach G. So I mean that's even a bigger thing there too. So this team's gonna be ready to play today.
Officially, so we don't have too much hyperbole here, officially 42 years, 713 victories for Coach G. Combine that with Newcastle playing tonight and Coach Blundo, you're talking about over 1,000 victories from Lawrence County, trying to bring the gold back home. But Lee, you were here last night. It is not tough. It is very tough. It is not easy to bring that gold ball back home, or the fake gold ball now officially, but it's not easy.
It is definitely not easy. Just ask last night, Newman Goretti and Quaker Valley. Quaker Valley went through undefeated last year. They got blown out by 35 or 25 last night. That District 12 brings a lot of talent. Neshannock playing District 4. But when you add District 12 to it, it makes it even tougher and tougher to get her home with the state championship for sure.
And that's what Coach Blundo will have to deal with Imatep Charter later tonight.
Number 11 ranked team in the country according to Max Preps. Yep. So should be fun, but it's a great place, a great arena. I mean, you can't. And just talk to Denny Maynard back behind the facility here. Said we got 2 more years of Hershey yet, so they don't have the bids for 2 more. So we get 2 more after this, and then they put the bids in. I mean, all the football and soccer went to Cumberland Valley.
Right.
But we got 2 more years, which is a good thing for me. I love Hershey.
Well, hopefully it continues much after this year as well, because this is an absolutely incredible venue. Tim, your first chance to get up here to the Giant Center.
It is. It's wonderful. This is a great atmosphere, and it's such a tradition, as Lee was just talking about. He's been here for 26 straight seasons, and seeing this venue, watching every game, and over the years, just having my opportunity to cover, Pennsylvania high school sports, Hershey's always been the destination, and that's what it's all about. And to have this opportunity here for Neshannock, for the Lancers to finish the season, with the ultimate goal of the gold ball, it's fantastic, and it's a great atmosphere, and I'm really looking forward to being here for today's game. It's going to be a game between Southern Columbia and the Lancers, and it's going to be a great challenge for both teams.
And how about the experience difference? Mentioned 42 years for Coach Grabowski. You look at it the other way, Tim. First year for Coach Tammy Troth, and she's actually the daughter of Jim Roth, the longtime and legendary football coach at Southern Columbia. So a big-time difference in experience, 42 years versus 1 year. Southern Columbia with a 29-1 record, Neshannock at 28-2. But you have a lot of experience in terms of players who have won gold medals. A lot of soccer players on this Southern Columbia team that have already experienced PIAA gold earlier this season. That's got to play into fact, too, just that championship mentality.
Oh, it does. And just, you're ready for the game. You know what to expect. You've been through the pageantry of getting to the Final Four or getting to the finals and knowing what to do. So it's been an important part of their progress. But, yeah, just the difference between experience will be interesting to see how they handle a championship game. Of course, Coach G with over 700 career wins, and you have Coach Trough with her first opportunity on a state championship.
Lee, how big is the outside game going to be for Neshannock, considering what they did last year here in the Giant Center? We're going to say it once and then hopefully not have to say it again.
Hopefully Maren Haggerty will find her range very quickly, because she is such a key to this team. I mean, she hits her first shot, look out, but the key, Neshannock they like to shoot a lot of threes. I mean, they're known for that. And if they can hit 30-40%, this game's going to be done quickly. But that's Marin Haggerty's such a key here today.
238 threes made on the entire season. So you're talking about on average 8 made threes per game. Marin has 90 of them on the year. So a big part of it. But last year in the championship, Tim, they went 5 of 35.
It was
from downtown.
And that's probably part of the spatial difference in a gymnasium versus a arena that we're in, because this is a large arena. There's a lot of depth to left and right, and it's open. So it changes your perception, and it takes a while to adjust. And it seems like that may have played part of the results that they had from the outside. However, they've been through that. I mean, all 5 starters are back, so they understand what they're for. They've probably been out here shooting and working on that, just in the pregame and when the opportunity gave about, because it is a different look when you have such an open space versus a closed gymnasium, which they played in all their careers.
Yeah, a lot of different sight lines that the teams will have to go through today. But again, the experience of being here a year ago, it is business. We talked, Lee, with assistant coach Shevitz and of course with Coach G as well. It's a completely different mindset and just a completely different feeling. How much of a difference is it even, last year it was semifinals on Monday. You've got to play the finals 3 days later. A week off between semis and finals this year, huge.
That gives Coach G an extra 2 to 3 days of film time.
Trouble.
For how much film, you talk to Coach Shevitz and how much film that they go through, but that just gives you an extra 2-3 days to preparation, and probably an extra 2 to 3 days so she could throw an extra 15 plays in there somehow.
I was just going
to be able to create and everything else. So I think it's definitely an advantage for Neshannock.
When you've been on the sidelines like she has for 40-some years, you have a playbook that is thicker than the Bible, and you know what you want to do. And you give her a whole week to prepare. We're going to probably see a couple sets that we haven't seen all season long. They're practicing today. They did that in the Whipple Championship. I expect them to do it here today. Wouldn't surprise me if we see multiple things that we haven't seen them do all season long, just because they think this is a great matchup.
And they did that in the semifinal one too. I mean, they threw a couple things in because the team didn't do. They did certain things well, so like, hey, we're going to do this and tack. And once they got through the first quarter, it's like, okay, now we're good. Now we're good. But it'll be fun. You never know what Coach G's going to have up her sleeve.
It'll be interesting. I'm wondering, because of last year with the 5 of 30 from the three-point line, if they'll try to maybe run a play early just to try to settle one of them down, to get them outside and maybe get that early shot in, where then they could all settle down and play their best game.
But remember, James, it all starts with the defense with this Neshannock team. I mean, they only gave up about 23 to 25 points in the WPIAL run, and then the state finals, state championship run's been great also.
Yeah, wins with allowing 23, 25, 30, and then the last one was 55 down the stretch. That was by far the most points they allowed all year in that semifinal game. So that's again speaks volumes to what this defense has done, and it's been that way, well, for all 42 years really of Coach G basketball. That's just how she runs it, and for good reason why it ends up so strong. 53 points allowed to Bellwood Antis, by far the most they've allowed all season long, dating back except for the Rochester game, where guess what, they didn't have Nalia Noge. But we talked about Nalia. Let's talk real quick about the other senior, Addie Watts, and just how much of a basically, she'll run through a wall for you, rebuild it, and then run through it again. When she's probably the shortest starter out there for Neshannock, yet the leader in rebounds, actually just surpassed in the last couple games of the playoffs by Marin Haggerty. But when you have a 5'6" player who is your leading rebounder, and you have players who are 5'11" and 6 foot on your roster, that speaks volumes there, Tim.
We watched her in the playoff run, and she's such an important part of their defense. She sets things up. She makes that. Remember, we were talking about how active she was for 3/4 of one game, and then in the fourth quarter, that's when she actually scored some points and put some numbers in the scorebook. But it was such a big part of getting rebounds and steals and just trapping players, and that is going to be a big part of tonight's game. I think watching Watts do what she does best and being active and really setting the tone defensively along with her teammates.
Let's take a break here during our pregame show. We'll come back and we'll have a conversation with Coach Luann Grabowski of the Neshannock Lady Lancers. Over 700 career wins, looking to make it 714 here today with a gold medal championship from the Giant Center. Back in a moment. Today's broadcast brought to you by Mark Walzer of Keller Williams. It's the PIAA 2A Championships on Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
A good teammate is always available when you need them, just like Realtor Mark Walzer of Keller Williams. Mark Walzer serves Lawrence County and surrounding areas full-time to make the real estate buying, selling, and investing process a win-win for everyone. For more information, call 724-730-8813 or visit his website at markwalzer.kw.com. To immediately connect with buyers and sellers, go to his Facebook page, Mark Walzer, Keller Williams Realty.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAP Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. Whether you're host... Back on the LGKG pregame show, we get a chance to talk to Coach Luann Grabowski. Coach, you're back to Hershey. Congratulations, mission accomplished, and now the experience has become a business trip here for Neshannock.
Absolutely. This has been the goal all year. It's been the prize that the kids have had their, focus on. Everything else seemed a little bit mundane, section championship, WPIAL championship. Happy but not elated because every day, every game, all they talked about was being back here.
And the experience of being here a year ago, I mean, I know it's a complete different, even just in getting set up here this morning.
Yes.
Completely different, but does that help in the fact you were here
I'm
a year
sure.
ago?
They said they felt so much better. They said coaches feel so much better, coming in, locker room, we have a feel of what we're doing and where we're at and what we need to do. And so all of that is an immense plus for us, I think, an advantage.
And you returned all 5 starters from a year ago, but talk about the added help of the depth that you now have. Hunter Newman, who couldn't play, Avi DeLillo, who couldn't play, Camden Cole, who's with the team now. Just talk about how big that is to this team.
Well, it's huge. We try to stay with the 5 on the floor that are playing the best, and if somebody's in foul trouble or somebody's not, hitting shots or whatever, we have somebody else we can go to. Last year we had to put in 2 JV players that never played a minute of varsity all year. So it was difficult for us. But, this year the kids are focused and know what they have to do, and we've been led by Addie and Nalia all season long. And they've kept the kids grounded. And we know exactly what we're dealing with.
Talk about those seniors and what it means to be able to get back here for them.
They are, in my 42 years, probably 2 of the best leaders I've had. Their record right now is 84-16 in 4 years, 3 WPIAL championships, 2 trips to the state finals. What we ask for is an athlete and a kid. They lead every day. They're the first there. They work the hardest. They're first in sprints. And they keep everyone grounded and focused. They know how to have fun, but they know when to draw the line.
Well, your team does have a lot of fun. You see that especially with Marin and Megan especially. Talk about their development as taller perimeter players now working more on the blocks.
They have both grown immensely, both mentally, physically, and just team-wise. I mean, Marin has become a more complete player. Last year she just shot threes. This year she attacks the basket, she rebounds, she defends. Megan has become one of our best defenders. She can shoot the three, and she's just as scrappy as all get out. So they really make us go. We really have a well-rounded group that feed off of each other and that support each other.
And we can't let Erin go away. She's developed a big...
She has really developed into a great shooter and a much better player, a passer. Feels much more comfortable on the floor this year.
Talking with Coach Sheeger in the pregame show, just a couple more questions, Coach. I want to ask about this group, this family, and the plus that is written on everybody's hand before the game, and just what that has meant to everybody.
Well, it's about staying positive no matter what happens in the game. You make a mistake, you turn it over, whatever it is, stay positive, and they feed on that, and they pick up each other. So it's been a good thing for us.
Southern Columbia, they got the big girl down low. That's going to be a big challenge. What are the keys that you've seen and probably the 90-plus hours of film that I'm sure you've found?
Well, it's definitely going to be, a difficult task for us. I mean, she's a big, wide body. They get the ball into her. The keys are going to be ball pressure, applying pressure to the guards, not letting them penetrate and get the pass in there. And, Megan Pallarino on the post with backside help. And the other part of the equation is if we run and she has to run the floor, that hopefully takes her out of it a little bit.
Final question, Coach. 42 years since playing for championships. Ever get old?
Never.
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 Well, go make it another one at Golden State level.
We're going to give it our best shot.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Good luck. We'll be back after this timeout. Today's broadcast brought to you by Mark Walzer of Keller Williams Realty. It's the Class 2A Girls Basketball Championship between Neshannock and Southern Columbia. You're on your home for the County of Champions. Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Call 724-730-8813 or visit his website at markwalzer.kw.com. To immediately connect with buyers and sellers, go to his Facebook page, Mark Walzer, Keller Williams Realty.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
Wherever you're going, Axe can get you there. The bowling alley, beauty salon, and even the library. Axe can get you there safely. The grocery store, the pharmacy, and the bank. Axe can get you there comfortably. Going to work, visiting a friend, or just to relax at the park. Axe can get you there affordably. Axe is here to get you there safely, comfortably, and affordably. Choose Axe as your driving service and give us a call to schedule a ride.
Back here at the Giants Center for the pregame. It is now officially afternoon. No, still about 2 minutes away from afternoon. Still about 5 or 6 minutes away from tip-off in the Class 2A Girls Basketball Championship between Neshannock and Southern Columbia. And Limon says 5 or 6 minutes, not going to happen.
12:10's the official tip-off time.
So we still got plenty of time.
Yeah, that's the official. They start till 12 and they get the pregame and all this, but 12:10 is supposed to be the official
Tip-off, huh?
Tip-off. I sent you an email from Mr. Greg about that.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, that just means we have an extended LGBTQ pregame show, which is fine by us. An AV-rated, a law firm full of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers. Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. Today's broadcast brought to you by Mark Walzer of Keller Williams Realty. Visit him online at markwalzer.kw.com. Lee, talk us through the 4 games for opening night last night. 1A and 4A, the championships that went on yesterday. And one team out of the WPIAL, Bishop Canevin, in 1A boys getting a victory. Other than that, it was the eastern side of the bracket that took home most of the gold medals.
Yeah, Kennedy Catholic held their own for a good 3.5 quarters, but a girl named Emily Garvin, she's going to be playing up at Grove City next year.
I saw that.
Yeah,
wow.
She's 35 points. The thing about her, she had 3 fouls in the first half. Coach never took her out. She picked up a 4th foul early in the fourth quarter. Never took her out. Just like calm as can be. Never took, and she was just phenomenal. 16 of 23 from the free throw line. Kennedy Catholic, nothing to be ashamed of. They held their own. And then you mentioned Bishop Canevin. They were just dynamite. Jaden Gales had a double-double for Bishop Canevin. They were just dynamite. St. John Newman only had 2 players that could really score, and that hurt them. They didn't have the depth that Bishop Canevin did. So the one Whitfield team was able to come up with a victory. And last night, Archbishop Wood, they defeated Lansdale Catholic by 12. They defeated them earlier in the year by 24. Lansdale Catholic was in that game until about 3 minutes left, and then Archbishop Wood finally pulled away. Ryan Allen going to Vanderbilt. She was a leading scorer for Archbishop Wood, but a fun game. And then last night, I don't know, my heart took Quaker Valley, and unfortunately, we have like side little digs that my brother and we do. I said, I'll take Quaker Valley. Why not? Because Newman Gretty doesn't have any height in their starting lineup. Boy, was that a mistake. 93-68 final. Newman Gretty, I mean, they are unbelievable how good they are. And I'm still trying to figure out how Reading beat them earlier in the year.
Well, Reading also beat Imhotep Charter. So.
Yeah, that's the Reading beat Imhotep. And Reading didn't even make it out here. But Newman Gretty, they are unbelievably quick and fast. And what I saw last night is what Newcastle is going to have to deal with tonight for sure. But Newman Gretty, Quaker Valley, Marcus Frank, he had 29 points, and
Pierre had about 25.
He actually only I think 18 to 20, but he had 10 boards also, and he had some 2 or 3 thunderous blocks on him. And John Calipari was here to see him last night.
I wondered if John Cal might be here tonight as well, because one of those Imhotep players is Aiken.
I would have thought he sat right across the court from us, but the 4th row, right next to the club section over there. So we'll take a look for him. And of course, people were going down there and saying, "Hey, can I get my picture with you?" And he was more than gracious.
He doesn't have a game to coach right now, so he might as well be here.
Yeah,
I'm not even going there right now.
Thank you so much for that, Coach Cal.
I'm not even going that.
Neshannock against Southern Columbia about to tip off in about 10 minutes time. Neshannock 28-2, Southern Columbia 29-1, and something else that Lee Moan very talented in, doing the research. Give us a little scouting report on the Southern Columbia team, Lee.
Oh, well, thanks a lot. Southern Columbia, Coach Trough, first year coach at Southern Columbia. She coached 4 years at Lime Mountain. She's a 2004 grad of Southern Columbia, and she's the daughter of the football coach, the legendary Jim Roth. They just won their 7th district title ever. It's the most ever victories in a season. They're making their first ever trip to the state title game for basketball. They lost in the states in the quarters in the year 2000 to Pine Grove 56-52. They won 3 out of the last 4 girls soccer state titles, and we already talked about them for football. I don't know how many football championships they have, 6 or 7 or 8 or yeah, who knows. So you're going to be hearing a lot about Lauren Garrett. She's an All-American soccer player, but she scored 2 goals in this year's state final. She's involved in 72% of the goals for Southern Columbia. Her dad played soccer in college. Her mother, for Lauren Garrett, still the leading scorer and rebounder for Lord's Regional. So there are a lot of soccer players on this team, and you'll be hearing a lot. Also, the one that's committed to Susquehanna basketball. She's also first-team soccer, Summer Tillette. So you'll be hearing a little bit about her. But a lot of soccer players committed to playing here for basketball here today, too.
Lights are going down as they're about getting ready to announce the starting lineups here for today's game. And again, you mentioned a first-year coach versus a 42nd-year coach. And got to give a shout out to one person listening in right now. Mr. Bob Greenberg confirms Calipari went to New York to watch a high school game up there. Hey, he might be back tonight. You never know.
He went up there today? Today, supposedly. Went to New York.
Well, he's got a private jet.
Yeah. He can fly right back here. Too sweet not to make your way back here to Hershey for the championship games here today. Southern Columbia, again, the champions out of District 4. Their road to Hershey featuring a 67-35 victory over Elk Lake, a 45-14 victory over Tri-Valley before facing off and defeating McCourt, that's Bishop McCourt, in the quarterfinals by a score of 84-64, and Mount Carmel 50-46. Third time they've beaten the defending 2A girls basketball champions. For Neshannock, a 46-23 victory over Penns Manor at Newcastle in the first round, 44-25 over Cambridge Springs, 51-17 the victory over Shenango in the quarters, and then 61-53 in the semifinals. So the common denominator in all of that there, Tim, lots of defense. You can expect some quality defensive play on both sides of the court here tonight.
There's no question defense will lead the way for the offense on both these two schools, but Neshannock has lived all season long using their defense to create their offense and their opportunities. And you know Coach G just preaches that and can't wait to get this one underway where they can have an opportunity to show off what they can do defensively.
Well, right now they're showing a little montage here during the pregame, and the crowd comes to life. A nice crowd on hand. Lee, how's this compared to what we saw last night yesterday in the games?
The first game, not too bad here, for sure. I knew Southern Columbia would bring a lot of fans for sure, because they packed out the semifinal gymnasium. And nice showing for the Neshannock faithful. I'm sure there's some Newcastle fans also purchased their ticket here, but the students for Neshannock, James, the whiteout, which I like to wear white. And they finally made up their mind whether it's going to sit. It's the third time they moved, and they finally made up their mind with the corner over there.
Well, we talked about how different it is from last year to this year. How different it is also for the fans. They weren't allowed until about half hour before the game to enter last year. When they did get to their seats, then as the game is tipping off, a lot of the Neshannock fans were told they had to move. They were not in their right seats, even though the seat that they were sitting in was their exact ticket. There were some parents of the team who didn't even get a chance to see any of the first quarter because they were being ushered around. Just a completely different atmosphere, completely different mindset. And we're glad to be able to bring it here because this is going to be a lot of fun here today.
Yeah, definitely different atmosphere for sure. But they are still clearing the arena in between games, though, so that's causes a little. It's going to be a little interesting tonight to see if they're going to be able to get all the Newcastle fans in here tonight, because it's going to be a little tight for sure.
Yeah, it's still got plenty of time between games, but we found out that they sold out of tickets or at least on the Newcastle side, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, what a surprise!
Well, what a surprise there. But there were plenty of extra Imhotep tickets on the other side to be able to be used, right? As we get ready for tonight's game, they're announcing the starting lineups. We'll start with Southern Columbia. The 5'8" junior Lauren Garrett, as Lee mentioned, had 15 points in the semifinals and one of the top soccer players in the state and the entire country. Another soccer player, 5'7" junior Ava Novak, averages 12 points per game. She's a three-point specialist, had 7 3-pointers in the quarterfinals. Also starting is senior Colby Bernard. Go figure, another soccer player that's going to be working their way down on the block. Number 22, Summer Tillett, another top scorer at 12 points per game, the 5'9" senior. She's going to Susquehanna for basketball, but also on the soccer team. And the center, how often do you say center? 6'1" junior, Allie Griscavage, 16 points per game. She's averaging 24 and 18 in the state playoffs. Tim, with that size down low especially, what is the key defensively that you should see from Neshannock tonight?
I think more than anything, they're going to have to try to get position inside her, keep her on the outside, and let her try to go over top of you to get those rebounds and try to really prevent her from getting offensive rebounds and getting them second and third opportunities. I think that's going to be key for the Lancers here today.
Now the Neshannock Lancers being announced on the court, 3 juniors and 2 seniors. Starting with number 20, Erilyn Nogay, averaging 6 points per game, is the 5'6" junior. Megan Pallarino, 5'10" junior at 12 points per contest. The third junior, 6-foot junior, Marin Haggerty, 17 points per contest and a team-high 93 pointers on the season. And then the 2 seniors, the 5'7" senior Addie Watts, number 1A, we'll call her, in rebounds on the season. averaging 8 points per contest, and the 1,000-point scorer, one of the top 20 girls basketball scorers in Lawrence County history. 5'6" senior Nalia Nogue averaging 12 points per contest. So for Southern Columbia, Garrett, Novak, Bernard, Tillett, and Grabowski. For Neshannock, it's Erin Nogue, Pallarino, Haggerty, along with Nalia Nogue and Addie Watts. And with that, we're going to pause for the playing, the singing of our national anthem here at the Giant Center.
Amazing.
Game time coming your way.
That is why you keep it on the live national anthem here at Hershey. Wow, that's a powerful voice, high school.
That was amazing.
I love it. Absolutely love it. We thank you for tuning in at lcsportsnet.com. Lawrence County SportsNet powered by LCAP. It's about to get loud in here, folks. Day 2 of 3, game 5 of 12 here this weekend. 28-2, the District 7 champion, Neshannock. They're in their white uniforms with the red numbers. They'll be going right to left on the Giant Center floor here in front of us. Glad to be down on the floor, by the way.
Hey, thank you.
Yes. Southern Columbia in the black uniforms, gold numerals, the gold Southern written across the chest. They'll be going from left to right. Today's broadcast on lcsportsnet.com presented by Mark Walzer and Keller Williams Realty. The officials tonight, Gabrielle Hempsey, Mark Heiss, and Rodney Williams. Let's bring home a gold plaque, some gold medals to Lawrence County. Haggerty to tip it up against Grabowski, and we'll be underway here from the Giant Center. 12-12, so a little behind. Lee, the tip controlled by Haggerty. Watts will get it in the backcourt, and already some fun as Nogue actually ran into Maren Haggerty as she tried to go and get the ball to run the point.
Yeah, man-to-man defense.
Watts gets the ball in the left wing, looking around, working the motion offense. Right wing, Pallarino pumps, drives in, gets in the lane, loses it, gets it back, puts it up with the left hand, partially blocked, no good, and rebound coming out defensively for Grabowski. To the right wing now, Summer Tillett for Southern. Tries to drive baseline, well defense there by Haggerty. Kills the dribble, looks for backdoor cut, and stolen away by Nogue. Keep tracking of Nogue's steals. She averages about 6 per game. Up ahead, gets it to fellow senior Watts, caught underneath the basket, kicks it back out to Erilyn. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul, called on the reach-in. Looks like it's going to go against Bernard.
We had great vision there, finding the opening down court pass to get that fast break going. And then nice interior passing, picking up the foul, and here comes the Lancers from underneath the basket.
And check that, it was Ava Novak who picked up the personal. Nalia inbounds, now gets the handoff back from her sister Erilyn in the opening minute of this 2A championship game. Nalia calls out the play, gives it over to Watts. Watts, right wing, Pallarino. Pallarino, as they run the motion, now to Haggerty between the circles. Trying to find the opening, give it to Erilyn. Erilyn looks for the curl cut, had Watts open, instead kicks it out to Nogue. Already 20 seconds off on this possession. Watts on the right wing, thinks about it, kicks it over to Pallarino. Pumps, waits, very patient in the offense. Now Haggerty, she looks to dribble drive, kicks it out to Watts. Watts, good crossover, gets in the lane, cuts back out, pass over towards the bench. Good save by Haggerty. He's going to take a deep three from NBA range, and it's going to be out of bounds, though. Last touch by Southern, and missed everything on the shot. Maybe a little too impatient, and then rushed the shot.
Yeah, that was a deep throw. I mean, it was a good 28-foot shot there. It was just a little too far this early.
She definitely has that range.
Yes, she does. And that's good to see that she's not afraid to put it up.
And we're a minute 30 seconds in. You already have overrated chance going on from the Southern Columbia student section. Here's Nogue. He's going to get a crossover pull-up three-pointer off the mark there. No good. So 0 for 2 from downtown in the early going for Neshannock.
Yeah, 2 shots didn't look good.
No one picking up the ball leads to an open 3 in the other end for Ava Novak. She's the three-point specialist. Can't leave her open.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They got a quick, great transition. Get it out to Novak on the left wing, and she just teed it up.
3-0 Southern Columbia, 2 minutes into this championship game. Haggerty's going to pull up for another one. Nothing. That would look more in the flow.
Yeah, she ran the screen perfectly and just took the shot in motion.
And now Neshannock able to get into the full court pressure. Southern Columbia able to break through it with 5:50 remaining. We're tied at 3 here in the opening period. Good response, though, from Haggerty to get that one downtown. Passed on Little block, little spin shot, no good. And we have a whistle and a foul on the and one for Grabowski, as she just basically went over the back, legally, though, over the back of Pallarino.
And that's what we were talking about in the pregame. Her positioning down low. She's already got 2 defensive rebounds and now an offensive rebound put back in with the and one coming.
Free throw, though, is off the mark, no good. Rebound for Pallarino. It's 5-3 Southern Columbia with 5:35 remaining in the opening period. Neshannock with possession. That's Erilyn Nogue. Goes right wing. Pallarino thought about a 3. Now drives in. Little floater. Rattles around. No good. Tapped around. Southern Columbia has it. And they're off and running with Lauren Garrett. Garrett, no, pickpocketed from behind by Nalia Nogue. Already 2 steals now for Nogue. Trying to get it up the court. We're going to have a traveling violation against Neshannock before Watts can get the pass off.
But there's that active hands by Nalia doing what she does best. Really getting in the lanes and causing confusion. And that's exactly what the Lancers need to do here today.
Backdoor pass, good cut, but it's off the hands of the Southern Columbia player, Bernhard, and it's going to be stolen away. 3 early turnovers against the Tigers.
Pallarino did a nice job, get down low, picked up that ball, and it was loose on the floor.
Watts goes right wing. Pallarino, pass down low from Nogue to Watts. Watts turns, looks to back her way in, then spins it back out. Pallarino open for 3. It's good. Her 40th of the year. Pair of threes gives Neshannock a 6-5 lead. Trap in the backcourt on the inbound, and it's almost going to be stolen away. It is stolen away, but it was last touched. That's how you know Pallarino is going to bump in and get the foul call. And if so, that's her second, and she had foul trouble last year in the championship league, fouled out of that game.
Yeah, that's a good call, though. Pallarino's trying to plead her case, but that's going to bring in Hunter Newman, who had a fantastic semifinal game. Brings the strength and brings the just the all-out effort that she brings on the court.
Yep, 2 fouls at the 4:40 mark of the first period. Across the timeline, Garrett may have gotten away with a push-off, but her pass off the mark and stolen away by Newman.
Right on cue.
And Newman now gets the return pass. She drives in, a little floater off the window, no good. Shot was altered on the way up by Summer Tillett. Ball knocked away, 3 steals now for Nalia Nogue. Shot up from Newman, knocked away, and back to Southern Columbia it goes. Back and forth we go. Into the forecourt is Garrett. Kicks it over, left wing, a 15-footer, rolls around, doesn't go in. Haggerty, strong rebound. And she's going to start the break. She has a 2-on-1 with Erilyn Nogue. Going right to the rack with the left hand, and it goes in.
Perfect by Marion. She just took total advantage of that, and rebound went right down the court on the left side of the hoop and laid it up and in.
5 turnovers, 5 steals, Lee, and that was another one on the inbounds.
Yeah, and early on, this press is giving Southern Columbia some problems.
4 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. It's 8-5 Neshannock. Trap in the backcourt between the Nogues, able to get it back across the timeline in Southern Columbia. Pass down low, deflected, but somehow still gets to Allie Grabowski. The 6'1 junior puts it in.
Grabowski is just holding her position and just being around the ball, picked it up and put it in for 2.
Now you can see what Neshannock wants to do, though. Speed it up as much as possible, make her run up and down the court. Curl cut, they get it to Haggerty between the circles, drives in, dishes it back out to Nalia. Nalia, left wing for Addie. Addie Watts for 3. Short, no good. Grabowski had it, knocked away by Nogue, saved by Nogue, but right into the hands of Southern Columbia. Tigers look to run the floor now. Colby Bernhard. Good transition defense back by Erilyn Nogue. Pass down low, little spin shot off the mark, no good, and Newman will get the rebound. 3:13 remaining in the first period. 8-7 Neshannock leads.
That's what Newman can do. She can be a defensive force against Grabowski with her size.
Baseline drive, and fake out and drive again from Nogue, and she's going to draw the foul with 3:05 remaining. We'll have a timeout on the court. Neshannock leading 8-7 here from Chocolatetown. We'll be back in a moment. Your home for the County of Champions. It's the PIAA Girls Championship game. It's presented to you by Mark Walzer of Keller Williams Real Estate here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
A good teammate is always available when you need them, just like Realtor Mark Walzer of Keller Williams. Mark Walzer serves Lawrence County and surrounding areas full-time to make the real estate buying, selling, and investing process a win-win for everyone. For more information, call 724-730-8813 or visit his website at markwalzer.kw.com. To immediately connect with buyers and sellers, go to his Facebook page, Mark Walzer, Keller Williams Realty.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods, custom apparel, to embroidery and more, Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
And that whistle means we're about to come back to play here from the Giants Center. I'm James Dotson, Tim Continenza, and Lee Moan alongside. Special thanks to our friends at the Red Zone providing the rally towels for both the Neshannock and Newcastle games here today, guys.
Red Zone does a little bit of everything, don't they?
Gotta love it.
Yeah, always there when you need them the most.
Out of the timeout, Neshannock will have the inbounds pass. Corralled there by Nogue. Little spinorama, gets to the foul line. Her jumper off the mark. Falls, run shot, gets the rebound off the miss. She'll kick it back out to Addie Watts. Watts drives in, shot off the window, blocked away, but it was because Summer Tillett got her on the arm for the foul.
And that all starts with Nogue with her little swing around and go down the drive. And, takes the shot, no good, but she goes right down the right side of the lane, gets her own rebound, and giving the Lancers a second shot opportunity. And Watts picking up the foul on her shot and now at the line shooting too.
One thing is they do not officially put anywhere on the board who the fouls are on, Lee, so we're going to have to do the best we can as Watts hits her first.
They were having at least the scores up there, but for some reason, not there right now.
Well, first game of the day. Had some glitches last night too, but hopefully they'll get those fixed as Watts hits them both. Makes it a 10-7 Neshannock advantage, and again, they get in the full court press. Watts almost gets a steal in the inbound, and getting it right back, though, is Ava Novak. The junior will bring it across the timeline.
It was just up there a few minutes ago. That's why they went to the commercial, the media timeout, and went away.
Garrett drives in, blocked away on the shot, on the block from Haggerty. Now she's going to start transition. Up ahead is Erin Nogue. Pass just a little bit too far out in front of her, unable to save it. Out of bounds going to Southern Columbia, but a good idea on the transition.
Yeah, Haggerty getting her hands up high, knocking that down, really holding her position well. That's one thing you were seeing, and not a big surprise here from the Lancers, is active hands, on the defense, really holding their positions, giving them opportunities to really show their defensive skills.
Tough time on the inbounds. Is going to be stolen away. 4 steals now for Nalia Nogue. Bounce pass across the lane to Erilyn for 2.
And that's exactly what we're talking about, always challenging every pass.
Across the timeline now comes Southern Columbia. Neshannock leading by 5. Pass down low. Grabowski off the window and in. She's got 6.
Again, that's going to be her positioning. She loves down low and just holding her thing, getting the ball and putting easy 2-footers up and in.
2 minutes remaining in the first. Neshannock by 3.
Well, Tim, that's why she's a 1,000-point scorer, too.
Exactly.
Addie Watts for 3 in response, though. Lead back up to 6. 3 3-pointers in the opening period for Neshannock. Skip pass across the lane. A wide open 3 on the right wing taken. Off the mark, no good. But getting her own rebound is Colby Bernhard. Her putback is no good. Watts with the rebound.
That's a good sign here for the Lancers with the opening 3s going in early.
Haggerty drives baseline, pass across the lane, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Neshannock with 1:30 remaining. But Lee, talk about how big that play is to be able to I mean, you're going to get steals here and there. Okay, if Chris Gavin scores once in a while, no big deal as long as you're getting the steals in return, right?
Without a doubt. Chris Gavin, she gets the ball down low, forget it. You know, I don't think they have anybody that's going to stop her once she gets that positioning. But so far, I said this press has been just phenomenal. And Erlen Noge, she's been doing it all year, as so Nalia.
Nalia with 4 steals. Haggerty with the three-pointer off the inbound, no good. Rebound pulled down by Neshannock, but stepping on the end line, I believe, is Nalia Noge. That's it. They're going to have a conversation and see who may have touched it last here.
It looked like Nalia from this angle.
It's going to stay with the Lancers.
The official coming from in front of the Southern Columbia bench must have had a different angle. Saw it go off of a black jersey.
We talked about that before. It's all about angles.
Camden Cole, by the way, in for the first time for Neshannock. Another junior. Nalia gets the inbounds pass back in the corner. Now drives, gives it to Watts, top of the key, and we're going to have a traveling violation against Watts. Second time she's been called for shuffling the pivot foot.
Yeah, there was a high pass. She came down, made her establishment, and then shuffled as she turned around, and the official was right there to catch it.
Not finding the live stats online, by the way, Lee. We'll have to have fun with that. Between quarters, we're down to 1:10 remaining in the first. Three-pointer from the left wing off the mark from Novak. Long rebound leads to a 3-on-1 for Neshannock. Nalia cross court to Watts off the window and in.
Wow, Watts with 7 so far here in the first quarter.
A 3 and 2 and a pair of free throws. Neshannock with an 8-point lead, and we're going to have a Southern Columbia timeout on the court. Our first Pontius Insurance timeout with just under a minute to play in the opening quarter. They'll go to the sideline, discuss their needs. That's what you get at Pontius Insurance. Visit them online, pontiusinsurance.com. Love the life you live. 56 seconds remaining in this opening quarter. 17-9 now Neshannock with the advantage. 5 straight points for the Lancers. And Lee, it's a little bit of everybody getting involved. That's exactly what you want to see.
Without a doubt, they get 4 different scores, and then Addie Watts is just doing her thing. How about Newman? She came off the bench for Palorino and just right off the bat, putting her stamp on this game also. So it's been fun to watch so far.
56 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Currently on the court, the 2 no-gays, as well as Watts, Haggerty, and Cole for Neshannock. Again, in the full court pressure. Southern Columbia inbounding from the backcourt. Almost a steal there from Cole, but able to split through it is Logan Garrett. She passes it down low as Lauren. No good on the shot, but good crash in by Summer Tillett to get the rebound in the basket.
That's just right positioning at right time, coming right down the lane, scooping up that loose ball and putting it in here for Southern.
Neshannock now with possession. Drive in for Nalia, kicks out to Erlen, passes on the 3, drives in and gets hacked. She'll get 2 free throws, and that's just a good ball fake to get to the lane on that basket.
And it just shows her vision of the court. She knew exactly what she was going to do when she got the ball and got the player for Southern off their feet and just used it to her advantage.
How about this for an interesting stat, though, Lee? Erlen Noge to the line. She makes the first. That's only her 5th attempted free throw of the year. How about that?
Wow.
That's a golden nugget. Wow.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you to assistant coach Taylor Grabowski for getting us those numbers, and now she makes them both. So she's now made more free throws in the state championship than she had all season in the 30 games prior.
For as much as she's around the ball, that's a hard stat to believe.
No kidding, right?
It is.
19-11, 25 seconds remaining. Getting around a screen shot on the way from Novak from 3, no good. Rebound from Erlen. She tried to pass it out to Nalia, though, and Nalia lost her footing. Southern Columbia with possession back. 15 seconds remaining. 3-pointer on the way again. Off the mark, no good. Offensive rebound knocked out of the hands by Haggerty, and it's going to be last touched by the Lancers with 11 seconds left.
But that's all right. You played good defense. You're going for the ball. You knock it out. Now you get a chance to reset your defense and really know what you want to do here for the last 12 seconds.
Inbounding under their offensive hoop is Southern Columbia, trying to find someone open. Finally get it to Novak in the corner. 8 seconds left as she gets a screen. Tries to get to the corner. Well defensed there by Nalia and Cole. 5 seconds left. Spin, trying to get into the lane. Do they see the clock? Pass down low. They won't get a shot off in time. That's the end of one. Neshannock 19, Southern Columbia 11. We'll be back in a moment. It's the PIAA 2A Girls Championship presented by Mark Walzer of Keller Williams on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
If If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity is really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
A good first quarter for the Neshannock Lancers, guys. A 19-11 lead for Neshannock, leading the way. Addie Watts with 7, Marin Haggerty with 5, Erilyn Nogue with 4, Megan Pallarino with 3. A good mix on the offensive front and forcing 6 turnovers unofficially in that first quarter.
That's exactly what the Lancers wanted to do in that quarter. Use their defense, get opportunities, get extra shots at the basket. They really did it. Grabowski had her opportunities underneath, and she got 6 points in the corner, but they really controlled the second half of the quarter, really how much ball movement it got to her. And they really had the active hands defensively, really preventing Southern from actually having any real offensive shots. And then that led to this run here that gets them up to the 8-point lead here with a 19-11 lead.
And Lee, how they done in terms of guarding the 6'1" junior Allie Grabowski?
I think they've done fine, but the better thing is Allie Novak, Eva Novak only taking 1 shot. She made it, but they limited her opportunities, which is a good thing. I said, Savage, she's going to get her points. I mean, they're tough to stop her with her size.
Pallarino with 2 fouls is back in there, currently guarding Grabowski down low, as Southern Columbia will have the first possession of the second quarter. Screen and roll, Garrett can't get it to the roller, instead gets it to Savitsky off the bench. Now kicks it back out to Ava Novak. Novak being guarded there by Watts. Her pass down low, going for Grabowski, bobbled, able to get it back. Turns, faces, looks, she'll take the low elbow jumper, short, no good. But he's flying as they fight for the rebound, and on the end line is Southern Columbia, last to touch it, Neshannock basketball.
Again, referees swallowing their whistles for the most part when it comes to the state championship game, which is a good thing.
Yeah, fouls 2 to 4, right, in the first quarter, not bad. Yeah, let them play, right, Tim?
Exactly. See what they can handle. Because there's going to be a lot of momentum, there's going to be a lot of extra timeouts, so, don't in a sense take the ball out of one team's hands.
And now a zone defense coming up here for Southern Columbia. Neshannock's going to be patient in their offense with 7:10 remaining in the opening period. Work around the perimeter. Nogue with possession now. Looks to set back up the offense. And very, very patient. 3-2 zone and well read on the pass. No, stolen away by Summer Tillett for Southern Columbia. Coming the other way now. Drive in for Garrett off the window and in for her first point. She had 15 in the semis.
That was just a scenario where, as I was saying, they're being very patient. She read that pass perfectly, got that extra opportunity here for Southern right into the lane and able to get the 2 points here for Garrett.
Into the corner, Haggerty for 3, misses everything. A little off balance as she took that one, so much like the first quarter started with a shooting couple of odd shots from downtown. Same scenario here in the second, though Neshannock still leads by 6. Novak crossover, top of the key, her 3 on the way is off the mark. She's now 1 for 4. Another offensive rebound and a putback though for Tillett. It's good.
Yeah, that's going to be something I think they're going to have to really pay attention about, boxing out and trying to keep in that second opportunity off the glass here for Southern Columbia.
Already 5 offensive rebounds now for the Tigers. Rebounds dead even. 5:55 remaining in the second. Crow cut in the middle, able to find Watts. She kicks it out to Erilyn in the corner. She goes baseline drive, pulls up from 15 feet, may have been partially blocked. And here comes Southern Columbia with a bit of a run. They scored the first 4 points of this second quarter. Looking for more. Garrett thought about a 3, passes it off, knocked away. It ends up in Grabowski's hands down low. No good. Offensive rebound, Grabowski for 2.
Yeah, and again, positioning underneath. She puts herself in such great position to get those easy rebounds and put 2 into the bucket.
We're going to have a timeout called, another Pontius Insurance timeout. We'll keep it right here at the Giant Center. It's a full timeout called by Coach G, but it's a 6-0 run here for Southern Columbia. Lee need to find something differently down defensively right now. But I think more importantly, they need to figure out what they're doing against whatever this zone defense is, whether it's a 2-3-3-2, they need to identify it.
It almost looked like a box and one at times, too. Yes, I was trying to figure it out myself, and that's got Neshannock definitely flustered here to start this second quarter. But good job by the coach for Southern Columbia and mix that defense up a little bit and throw them off the loose. So Coach G's going to play. Okay, let's run play number 2,562 now to go against this zone. Yes.
Tim, we've seen that playbook that she brings out here. Just describe it for those who haven't had a chance to see.
It's extensive. It's literally. You ever see people, with the medical files or like that? It's just like picking the pages, knowing exactly what she's looking for and how she's doing it. And I bet she has it all memorized, but she doesn't mind getting a little refresher thinking about it.
Back to the action. It's a 19-17 lead, excuse me.
And knowing her, she's like, we ran this play in 1992 against.
Yeah, in the second quarter with 6:16 left in the quarter,
Haggerty drives in, yellow step around a couple of defenders, but too strong on the shot. Southern Columbia now can tie or take the lead on this possession. Pass to the trailer, 18-foot jumper from the foul line, and it somehow rattles home.
Now, right now, offensively, the Lancers just got to settle down, get into their rhythm. They seem to be a little out of rhythm right now. They need to find just what they do best and really attack. So far, a couple shots have missed the rim completely, and now they're just a little too strong when they had layups going into the lane.
Extra pass from the Leah to Erlen in the corner for three. It's good.
And that was within the flow of the offense, and Erlen just stroked it from the left side.
4 3-pointers now made in the game for Neshannock. Left alone to Summer Tillett. She drives right to the lane. Miscommunication on defense. Lead back down to 1.
And that's the key to the second quarter right now. Summer Tillett's come alive, James.
Averages 12 per game. The only player on this team that has a scholarship offer for basketball, most being on the soccer team.
And she's off to Susquehanna.
22-21 Neshannock with the lead. Great pass across the lane. Haggerty hit on the arm on the way up. She'll get 2 free throws.
And that was good positioning for Haggerty. She got inside, got up high to get that, and when she came down, she went right to the hoop, right trying to split 2 Southern Columbia players, and they got her, and it was perfect. Now she has the opportunity to go to the line and see if she can hit these opportunities.
First one, though, short on the free throw.
Yeah, foul one on Cassidy Savitsky. Her brother's the captain on the football team. Carson, the twin, getting some D1 looks.
So Savitsky 2 fouls off the bench. That's team foul number 5 against Southern Columbia. Both of them no good from the free throw line. Don't see that very often.
It's been a tough 4 minutes offensively here for the Lancers.
Still have a 1-point lead midway through the second quarter. Tillett with possession for Southern Columbia. 6 of her 8 coming in this quarter. Gets to the elbow, pump fake, gets the defender in the air. Her shot, though, short, no good, and Watts gets the rebound.
Boy, she's got a nice stroke.
Quick trigger, too. Nogue goes left wing. Watts left alone. Thought about a 3. Now they'll bring it back out. Southern Columbia back into this hybrid zone defense. To the baseline, trying to go up and under as Watts knocked out of bounds by Griskavage, and we'll have a whistle and a timeout. It'll be Neshannock basketball on the inbounds when we return. Back in a moment, though, it's the PIAA 2A Girls Basketball Championship presented by Mark Walzer of Keller Williams here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
A good teammate is always available when you need them, just like Realtor Mark Walzer of Keller Williams. Mark Walzer serves Lawrence County and surrounding areas full-time to make the real estate buying, selling, and investing process a win-win for everyone. For more information, call 724-730-8813 or visit his website at markwalzer.kw.com. To immediately connect with buyers and sellers, go to his Facebook page, Mark Walzer, Keller Williams Realty.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination. A winning combination, that's what Neshannock hoping to find today, and finding that combination, maybe some of the players you wouldn't have expected. Addie Watts and Erilyn Nogue leading the way here in terms of the scoring. Pretty impressive what they've done here in the early going. 7 points each for the Lancers.
Yeah, they're going to need that type of player that normally doesn't lead them in the scoring here. They're going to need just to get a nice play here offensively, maybe trying to get something set in to just settle them down. They've only got 3 points here in the corner.
And that 3 hit by Erilyn Nogue. Nalia, no points yet in this contest. She goes to pass to the top of the key for Marin Haggerty. Around the perimeter it goes. Erilyn in the corner. Back over to Watts. 3:30 remaining here in the second quarter. Neshannock leading by 1, 22-21. Zone defense for Southern Columbia. Pass to Haggerty. She gets a return on the right wing. Looking around, looks to drive, poked away from her, right into the hands of Nalia Nogue. Goes left wing, Watts open for 3. Short, no good. Skying for the rebound, batted around like a volleyball. Haggerty able to grab it, and it gets into the hands of Watts off the window and good.
Watts perfect positioning here. Haggerty knocking it out towards her. She took it right to the hole, about an 8-footer for 2.
Cross-court pass. Haggerty goes flying into the scores table, trying to steal it. Couldn't get to it. Shot no on the way. No good on the three-pointer. Offensive rebound. Trying to get position down low as Tillett. No good on the putback. Another offensive rebound. This time for Colby Bernard. Three-pointer block by Haggerty. Rebound for Palorino. She just got blasted to the floor. No whistle there. But able to get it is Erilyn up to Marin for 2.
Huge change there. What exactly they stayed with the play the entire way. Got to the loose ball. Find Haggerty for the easy 2.
Blocked away again by Haggerty. She keeps it out. Christovich went to the hoop, and Haggerty says no way.
That's the type of defense that we see from the Lancers. We need to see more of that here, especially against Grabowski. She just knocked the ball away again from Grabowski.
And Grabowski is going to get whistled for a frustration foul after it was knocked away from her. She just basically plowed into the back of Addie Watts for the personal.
Yeah, that was actually Palorino who knocked the ball away that time.
The 2 lanky arms down low.
Oh, how about that block by Haggerty?
Well, how about Palorino then, too, right after? She's playing with 2 fouls to make that play. Impressive work. 2:10 remaining. That's the 6th foul against Southern Columbia, by the way. In the corner for Erilyn Nogue. Waits, hesitates, gets it up to Nalia. To the foul line. Palorino looks to drive in, knocked away from her out of bounds. And we have a discussion, and yes, it was knocked away by Southern Columbia.
That's a good call.
Yeah, the other ref never saw it. The one ref was asking for help, and he just gave him the deer in the headlight look. He's like, you're on your own.
Inbounds pass, Haggerty, top of the key for 3. Back iron, no good. Nalia Nogue, offensive rebound though. Gets it back out to Palorino. Trying to reset the offense with 1:50 remaining in the opening half.
That's just determination to find the ball.
Erilyn too strong on 3. Backside rebound put back, no good for Haggerty. Right into the hands of Watts, no good. Another rebound for Haggerty. She's fouled on the way up by Grabowski.
Nalia Nogue getting that rebound there. That's just pure determination. She's smaller players on the court. She gets position. She gets the rebound. Keeps the possession alive. They keep battling and battling and battling. And then Haggerty picks up the foul, on the shot, and now heads to the line for 2.
That is the second on Grabowski. Haggerty makes the first.
Yeah, I was just about to say, James, it doesn't matter if Nalia gets her points. She's doing everything else that she normally does. We might have some blood on Haggerty's knee.
Oh, yeah, she did take a spill earlier, so.
And they'll give her about 15 seconds or so. If they can't get her taped up, she'll have to get a sub in here.
She's the shooter, though.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter? You don't get extra time?
You have to get a sub.
It's one of the new rules. So.
Yeah, you get so much time. And here comes the referee is still.
For an injury, you would hope that they would give more time.
They don't. Nope, they have to get a sub.
And they will allow, if they want to take a timeout.
Yep.
No, so not a bad use of a Pontius insurance timeout if there's somebody you want at the line. And Haggerty, a 71% free throw shooter. And that's a tough one. We saw that in the Union boys game where they had to, for disqualification, they had 15 seconds, and the officials were very much, that 15 seconds ended, there was no grace period. Boom, technical foul given. So,
you got to give the official credit. He was right there with the bench laying.
Which you didn't see in the Union game.
Exactly.
No.
Wasn't going no and saying, Coach, you want to take this time out now? You're running out of time. and then there it was, taking the injury time out.
And the referee gave him a little bit extra time, too.
Yeah,
which
let her know that she needed to do it. That's just good officiating.
Yes, I agree, but by the letter of the law,
the stop should have came.
Which is why why I'm not an official, which is why I don't go to PIAA.org in the official Lee Moan promo. If you think you can do better, PIAA.org.
Click on how to become official, take your test, and see how you can do.
Exactly.
Come on, you knew we couldn't go a whole game without that. Haggerty, after getting taped up on the right knee, able to hit the second free throw. She's now got 9, and into the full court pressure goes Neshannock.
Hey, if Chauncey can do it, anybody can do it. And a charge?
Yeah, she pushed off. It's the right call. She's done it 2 or 3 times. They got Lauren Garrett this time on the push-off.
Basketball's a game of runs, and the Neshannock's having their opportunity here since that media timeout.
7-0 run to be exact there, Tim. 1:30 remaining in the first half. Neshannock leads by 7.
Looks like man.
Yeah, it looks like it's back to a man defense, but basically is sitting in the paint is Grabowski. Jump pass to the other side, trying to drive in now is Haggerty, blocked by Grabowski, just waiting in there in the lane to block it away. Here come the Tigers the other way, drive, dish out to the right wing, Bernhard for 2 from 15 feet, it's good.
Her first points.
Stops the bleeding momentarily. Now 5 Tigers in the scoring column. Nogate drives, dishes it to Watts on the wing for 3. Short, no good. Offensive rebound to Leah. She's blocked away. There's the whistle and the foul.
Gotta love that. Just the positioning. I mean, she's 6 inches smaller than your average, and she's in perfect position to get that rebound. Goes up strong, picks up the foul, and now we'll have opportunities at the line.
And Grabowski is going crazy because that was going to be her third, but they did not get it on her. They got her on Ava Novak, who's the one who got her on the arm.
So they say. You can tell I agree with you, Southern Columbia fan, so don't know about that one.
Nogay makes them both her first points today, coming at the free throw line. Under a minute to play in this first quarter. 8 of 10 for the team, Lee?
Yep.
Almost losing it as Bernhard lost it, able to get it back. That's why she avoids the traveling call. Now skip pass back to Bernhard on the right wing. Short shot, a little flat shot, but the foot's on the line. It's a 2-pointer and good. 30-25, under a minute to play. Watts walks this time. Yeah. Third time she's gotten called for that, Lee. What does she need to do differently?
Just calm down. That's all. Just calm down. And you're rushing.
Just a little happy.
Yeah, let the game come to you.
Now Southern Columbia with possession, down by 5, 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Lauren Garrett had 15 in the semis, only 2 here in the first half. She gets a high screen, kicks it to the corner. With it there is Bernhard. Back out now to Novak. Novak, reaching foul's going to be called there against Watts for her first, team's third.
But they're not in the bonus, so it's just a throw in from underneath. They got 19 seconds here to set us up, see what the Lancers defense can do.
19 seconds left. Maybe would have liked to see them get Pallarino with those 2 fouls out of the contest, but she's one of your better defenders. Coach G trusting her. 15 seconds remaining, now to the right wing for Bernhard. Down to 12 left. Hands it off to Novak. Around the perimeter, Garrett will call out the play with 8 seconds remaining. Being guarded by Erlen. A little screen and roll pass behind the intended target. Poked away by Pallarino, almost stolen away. No good on the shot. Pallarino rebounds, and we're going to run out of time to end this first half. Neshannock 30, Southern Columbia 25. A good first half for the Neshannock Lady Lancers. We're going to take a break. We'll come back, give you the first half recap when we return. It's the PIAA Girls Basketball Championships, the 2A Girls Championship, brought to you by Mark Walzer of Keller Williams Realty. It's right here at lcsportsnet.com.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAP Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
A good teammate is always available when you need them, just like Realtor Mark Walzer of Keller Williams. Mark Walzer serves Lawrence County and surrounding areas full-time to make the real estate buying, selling, and investing process a win-win for everyone. For more information, call 724-730-8813 or visit his website at markwalzer.kw.com. To immediately connect with buyers and sellers, go to his Facebook page, Mark Walzer, Keller Williams Realty.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale-Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods, custom apparel, to embroidery and more, Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
The Red Zone bonus getting their job done at the free throw line was Neshannock. 8 of 10 in that first half from the charity stripe, a 30-25 lead at the halftime break. Here from the Giants Center, alongside Tim Continenza and Lee Moan, I'm James Dotson. Glad to bring you coverage, here of the Class 2A Girls Basketball Championships, presented by Mark Walzer of Keller Williams Realty. Leading the way in the first half, 9 points each for Addie Watts and Marin Haggerty, 7 for Erilyn Nogay, 3 for Megan Pallarino, 2 for Nalia Nogay. The big-time scorers for Neshannock, 5 in the scorebook for them, 5 also for the Southern Columbia Tigers. Leading the way, Summer Tillett, Allie Griscavage with 8 each, 4 for Colby Bernard, 3 for Ava Novak, 2 for Lauren Garrett. And I think the big difference, that run, the 8-0 run, Tim, for Southern Columbia got them back into the game, but in the end they were able to control those offensive rebounds and get a bunch of offensive rebounds themselves the other way.
Yeah, that was really key for the Lancers. Once they were able to do that, really take control of the second half of the second quarter and really do what they do best, really put pressure on an offense with those active hands in the passing lanes and really blocking shots and really just turning up their defensive thing and getting those extra opportunities. But more importantly, as you mentioned, the rebounds offensively for the Lancers, I thought were tremendous here in the second half of the quarter, and really led by Nogay, which she came down with a couple of really huge ones to keep the possession alive, which they were able to convert.
Yeah, looking at the stats, Tim, I think the biggest difference, biggest stats pointing out to me is right now 7 steals for Neshannock and only 3 for Southern Columbia. Nogay Nalia Nogay, mentioned earlier, doesn't get her points, but 4 rebounds, 3 steals, 4 assists. I mean, that's what Nalia does. Does a little bit of everything. Who cares about the points? It's all those little things that add to the team. But 7 steals and 4 of 13, not the best percentage in the world, but it's a lot better than 5 of 35 from like it was from last year. So off to a good start. They're holding the Southern Columbia to only 1 of 8 3-point land. Everything else pretty even for the most part. You mentioned it's the game of runs, and they're doing it so far. The more runs for Neshannock right now, but they got to find a way to stop Summer Tillett because she really turned her game on in the second quarter, and you can see she's going D2. She's got a nice choke, and they have to put some body on her in this second half.
You look at what Pallarino has done for the Lancers. I mean, she got an early foul goal in the first quarter. She only played 11 minutes. The rest of the starters had 16 minutes in the quarter. And you look at the difference, just that. Those 5 minutes made it, and that's when they kind of took advantage of that opportunity to kind of get back into this ball game. But when she was reinserted into into the starting lineup here in the second half of the fourth quarter, or excuse me, in the second quarter, it really seemed to energize the defense and gave them that offensive run where they had, I think they scored 7 straight points.
Yeah, and to be able to do that is just absolutely huge. The fact that you can go in and out of the lineup, and how about Pallarino doing that too with those 2 fouls and not committing that dangerous third one. Foul trouble only her for Neshannock with the 2 fouls. On the other side, a trio of players, actually 4 players, excuse me, with 2 fouls. Allie Griscavage, Lauren Garrett, Ava Novak, and Cassidy Savitsky off the bench. So just looking at that, glad to see everybody on both teams not having to start the second half with 3 fouls.
And we'll see how if that changes in the second half, because 9 fouls on Southern Columbia, only 3 on Neshannock. The officials go in and say, hey, yeah. I don't think they do, but somehow those numbers seem to switch at times, don't they?
Well, we weren't going to. We didn't need to mention that out loud now, did we?
Yeah, I don't think it happens, but it's amazing sometimes how those numbers seem to switch at times, so I'm not saying they will.
But look at those numbers. First quarter, Neshannock 43% from the field versus 33% for Southern Columbia. Second quarter, complete opposite. Southern Columbia at 44%, Neshannock down at 21%. But they were able to get those second chance opportunities and maybe even more importantly, get to the free throw line. The shots weren't falling, but instead you get to the free throw line and get points on the charity stripe, of which they're shooting really well right now from the line, 8 of 10.
Exactly, and that's exactly what they need to do. They kind of take advantage of these opportunities. But you look at the three-point line in the first quarter, they were shooting fantastic for Neshannock. They were 3 of 7, but in the second quarter, they ended up, at halftime at 4 of 13. So they had a couple missed early shots in the second quarter where they didn't even really get to the rim on those, but as they settled down, that first 4 minutes was difficult for the Lancers, but they were really able to weather that storm and settle down, and they had a couple big plays there by both Nogays, either to keep it alive or a three-pointer, and that really kind of turned the tide there in the second quarter.
And looking at now you have on the court the student section cheer off to see who gets the
T-shirt.
The T-shirt toss, and the student section apparently won by Southern Columbia. Though it was the Neshannock student section that won the halftime shooting challenge. They brought a random student out from both the Southern Columbia and Neshannock the student section.
Yeah, the dizzy dance. They spin around 10 times and try to get them. They have to shoot a free throw and a foul shot. They added that. Usually it's just go make a free throw and come back and score. But they added the free throw this year, and the T-shirt toss, James, a little bit better this year. You weren't out here last year for that because of all the stuff that's going on. Last year's T-shirt toss couldn't be a T-shirt toss. You know the things, the long sticks that they have with little claws that pick up paper?
Yes.
That's how they did the T-shirt toss last year. They had a long stick.
Did they hand it off or did they try to fish it?
No, they went into the stands, went to the end of the row and held the stick out and held it and then dropped it into the person's lap or whatever for the T-shirt toss last year.
Lee,
a little different.
Lee, real quick, as someone who's done this for 10,000 years, coming here to Hershey for these championships. Oh, I'm sorry, 9,000 years.
Okay.
In terms of coming out here and doing this, is there a specific section that somebody should look to get tickets for if they're able to in the future to be able to do all these 12 games? Or what's the best advice you can give?
You go to the very first day they're off the PIAA website. We'll have that on there. What tickets are available. Go for your club seats. They're $2 extra. They get special food in that area. You're able to stand or sit. But definitely go to the first day of the year if you want it. The first day they're available, as I said, it's on PIAA website. You can get them all available. Go for all 12 games.
We'll see what team here today picks up in the second half with the sharpshooters, Ava Novak and Maren Haggerty for their respective teams, each 1 of 5 from beyond the arc.
Leah is just having a blast out here. Her and Addie Watts saying it's game time.
Yeah, they get the inbounds pass, and it's all back to business. Neshannock leading by 5 as we start the second half, and they get the first possession. Haggerty passes on the 3, goes skip pass. Malia right wing for 3. It's short, no good. Rebound coming out for Southern Columbia, and they're able to start the break going the other way. Bounce pass over to Novak. She drives into the lane, off the window, no good. No gauge didn't get called with the block, though. She thought she was in position for the charge. The officials say otherwise.
I had a big smile there to say, okay, no problem.
And I think that has to be a conversation So for sure for Southern Columbia, Lee mentioned the fouls 9-3, but just look at the free throws more than anything though. 8 of 10 versus 0 of 1 in the first half from the charity stripe, and Novak missing the first one here.
That is a key ingredient to every basketball game is how you shoot at the line and how many opportunities you get.
Novak able to split the pair early third quarter. Neshannock's lead down to 4. Watts gets it to Erlin in the corner. She's double teamed, able to get it back out to Nogue. Again, very relaxed man-to-man defense, sagging big time. Nogue able to get into the lane pretty easily. Little floater is good. Her first field goal of the game.
Yeah, she just picked it apart there right from the top of the key, went right side in the lane. A little jumper, about an 8-footer, right in and a little runner.
Good patience to find that opening in the zone defense. 6-point lead now for Neshannock. Going around the perimeter, drive in, shot off the window. Nifty shot with the left hand and in for Southern Columbia. That was Garrett. Quickly in transition comes Neshannock the other way. Haggerty passed on a 3, kicks it back out. Got a mouthful of her own hair, had to spit it back out as she dishes it. Now she gets the pass between the circles, right wing to Nalia. Nalia gets to Erlin, open in the corner. Her three-pointer, actually she passes on the 3, tried to pass it back out, deflected, she gets it back. Neshannock will now reset. To Haggerty on the wing. Soccer passes it back over on the throw-in. Into the corner for Erlin. Erlin back to Watts, around the perimeter it goes for Neshannock.
Being patient, looking for a shot. Here it is.
Erlin gets one from the corner. She goes running the baseline. No good on the 3. Save going out of bounds on a rebound by Pallarino, but no one there but black jerseys. So Erlin made her first, misfired on the next 2. Still a 4-point Neshannock advantage in the Class 2A championship game. Trying to drive in against Nogue. Shot blocked away by Nalia.
She does it all, doesn't she?
2-on-1 the other way. Erlin gets the pass over from Haggerty. May have gotten away with a walk. Kicks it out to Watts for 3. It's in.
How about Watts in double figures?
First in double figures for either team, and her second three-pointer. She only had 12 all season.
James, she did get away with a walk.
No May about it? What are you telling me?
Yeah.
Neshannock will say thank you, though. Lead up to 7. Good pass down low, baseline screen, no good on the shot. Put back, no good from Grabowski either. Rebound on the second attempt, though, corralled by Neshannock.
How about Addie Watts battling for that rebound?
She wasn't going to be denied. Giving him about 8 inches, but she needed about an extra 8 inches to catch that pass, and it goes flying right into Heather Walzer. Taking the pictures for us at lcsportsnet.com.
Hopefully she got a picture of that ball flying at her.
Tell her to turn it around for a selfie view. See it hit her in the face next time. We thank her for everything she's done. We thank Mark Walzer, our presenting sponsor today of Keller Williams, for their support of high school athletics here at LC Sportsnet. Good crossover dribble into the lane, off the window and in for Logan Garrett. Logan Garrett is really starting to pick it up here in the second half. 5 minutes remaining now in the third quarter. Pallarino drives, kicks it out to Nogue. She'll step into a top of the key 3, no good. Rebound, batted around and corralled by Grabowski, and a whistle and a foul on the rebound against Neshannock.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to get Watts on this one.
Watts or Erlin, one or the other. Going to get Watts.
Her second. Team's second of the second half. Unofficially, I have now Grabowski with 6 rebounds. 5-point Neshannock advantage. Southern Columbia with possession. Garrett gives it off to Novak, sets the screen at the top of the key, trying to work it down low, looking for Tillin, off her fingertips and out of bounds, and that's going to say Neshannock touched it. And I think the officials are going to go and correct this one too. And they do correct it. All you care about is the officials get it correct, and in the end, we've seen that twice now that the officials have conversed on that, and that's just good officiating all around.
That's exactly what they're supposed to do, work with each other, make sure they can confirm what they've seen, and get the call right. That's what, just using their what they're taught to do.
Use the different angles. How about one of the officials saying that they use our broadcast so they can learn about some of the teams? How about hearing about that?
That was fun.
Bounce pass for Nogue is behind Watts. Watts able to corral a lot of deflected passes on this possession. Another one. Good crossover from Marin to get away from the defender. Now back out to Nogue, standing on the Giant Center logo. She'll back it up and get the call from Coach G on the bench. Haggerty gets the screen from Watts over to Malia. Extra pass to Erlin in the corner for 3. It's good.
Open and good.
Coach G mentioned about her in the pregame about how good of a shooter she's become.
Now she has 10 points.
36 three-pointers on the year. Pass down low and a whistle and a push-off against Chris Cavage as she tried to get room from Pallarino. Chris Cavage, her third on the offensive foul, and will have a timeout on the court with 3:44 remaining in the third quarter. Neshannock 38, Southern Columbia 30. Your home for the County of Champions is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Our broadcast today brought to you by Mark Walzer of Keller Williams.
A good teammate is always available when you need them, just like Realtor Mark Walzer of Keller Williams. Mark Walzer serves Lawrence County and surrounding areas full-time to make the real estate buying, selling, and investing process a win-win for everyone. For more information, call 724-730-8813 or visit his website at markwalzer.kw.com. To immediately connect with buyers and sellers, go to his Facebook page, Mark Walzer, Keller Williams Realty.
When a team needs to discuss their next move in a big game, Coach calls a timeout. When you need to discuss your next move after your latest life endeavor, let Ponce's Insurance be your coach. At Ponce's Insurance, how we serve you is as important as the insurance we provide. Protecting those you love, the business you built, and the things you've earned. That's our job. At Ponce's Insurance online at poncesinsurance.com. Ponce's Insurance. Love the life you live.
Back to the action here at the Giant Center. It's not sold out, Lee Moan, though we're hoping that the fourth game, in the night, the second game that we'll have covered today, will get a sellout here later, but that's been proven false.
No. If they're playing Reading, yeah, maybe it might be sold out. Yeah, but they're playing Emotep Charter, so.
There's still probably about 7,000 seats remaining.
Yeah.
Nice crowd on hand for the first game today between Neshannock and Southern Columbia. And the Neshannock Lady Lancers leading 38-30, and they have possession of the basketball with Haggerty on the right wing. Gets it back to Nogue, calling out the offense. Again, a little hybrid amoeba-style defense. Looks like a 2-3 zone, and this ball's kicked right out of bounds in the media row. It'll be still Neshannock basketball. We're down to 3:20 remaining in the third quarter.
And that was by our All-American soccer player.
Well, shocker that she would have the legs.
Yes. Hunter Newman now in the lineup here for Neshannock.
Yeah, there was some power behind it, wasn't it?
It sure was.
She'll claim that was her off leg, too. Nogue hands it off to Watts, working around the perimeter. Newman, pass right wing to Haggerty. Haggerty goes high post. Watts open there. She drives in off the window. No good. Gets around. Rebound over to the big girl. But was blocked away on the second attempt. Chris Cavage using the long arms to knock it away. Going the other way. Little Euro step into the lane and a good shot from Garrett. She's got 8.
Past 6 in the quarter.
Almost looks like a 3-2 now, James.
It does kind of.
It looks like Tillis starting to step out a little bit.
Yeah, so now Novak on top of that, almost playing man-to-man on the point guard. Now they back off. Yeah, it does look more like a 3-2 now, but you just have Chris Cavage basically standing in the paint the entire time. She has to come out and guard Watts. Watts goes cross court, looks for Pallarino. She pumps, she drives. Her shot well off the mark, a late whistle, and there's the foul. She got hit in the face. I think it was going to be fine, but that late contact to the face, Tim, is what we just saw.
Yeah, I was waiting for that whistle, and there it was.
That's Tillis' third, too. And they call that a shooting foul also.
Yeah, she was moving towards me.
I only got 2 on Tillett.
Okay. That's my bad then.
Everyone else, though, on the court with 2 fouls. 3 on Chris Cavage. Pallarino off the mark on her first freebie.
Oh, that other one went to Garrett earlier.
It's tough to find the scoreboard here. That shot way off the mark on the second free throw. Easy rebound for Tillett. Score remains 38-32. We're down to 2:20 remaining in the third quarter. Lauren Garrett, soccer All-American, on the screen and roll, goes for Tillett, defense. Knocked away by Nogue, ball on the floor. We're going to have a held ball, and possession will stay with Southern Columbia.
Nogue getting high in the air and knocking it from behind without even touching the Southern Columbia player, and we're getting that active hands, as I like to say, involved on the defense.
Newman will check back out. Erlen will check back in. And again, ball on the ground. Southern Columbia just goes and does a little soccer kick up to themselves to help it out. 4 of the 5 starters on this team, also on the soccer team, have just won state gold. Trying to make it 2 for 2 here in Hershey in this school year. But they trail Neshannock by 6. Dribble drive for Garrett into the lane. Blocked away! Rejection, says Haggerty, and then she got shoved off the ball after the play by Garrett. No whistle there. I don't know if anybody saw it. Over to Watts in the corner. She drives baseline, stops, pops, and she's shuffled the feet again.
That's the 4th time she's got called to tonight with a travel call.
Well, Savage was in perfect position. She stepped in and then had to stop, and then where do I go?
Yeah.
The official is saying, I'll watch for it next time. But yeah, Haggerty got absolutely blasted after the play. Basically, it would be a perfect play in soccer, shouldering off the ball, but she did. But way away from the ball. Play. Watts is able to steal it away, but it gets right back to a Southern Columbia player, and then passed down low to Grabowski. She's the first Tiger in double figures, lead down to 4. Neshannock's got to keep their composure. Haggerty goes right into the lane, shot off the window and in.
Made a nice move, just a little Euro step to the left and right down the lane and put it right in underneath for 2.
Yeah, basically went right around Grabowski, who had to let it go, right, Tim, playing with 3 fouls.
And if Bill Rafferty would say, and the English off the board.
Driving the other way, good defensive position from Pallarino, no good offensive rebound, and a foul on the putback will send Tillett to the line, and I think that's Watts picking up her 3rd.
I believe so.
Under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter.
You get Erlen.
Yeah, Erlen no gay on that one.
Well, that works to the favor of Neshannock. Only her first. Tillett off the mark on her first free throw attempt.
They 1 of 4 for the Tigers.
55 seconds remaining in the 3rd. Tillett able to split the pair. She's now got 9. 5-point advantage for Neshannock. It was 5 points when the teams left the locker room.
With both these teams really distributing and scoring evenly.
Malia drives in, kicks it to the corner. Pallarino all day to tee it up, and she drains it.
All by herself in the corner. No day finds her, and she just lays it in from 3.
Yeah, there was no one in the same zip code as Megan Pallarino for her 2nd 3-pointer of the day. Lead up to 8 for Neshannock. 30 seconds remaining in the 3rd. Garrett working the weave to Novak. Novak driving in, gets around Erlen, and shot goes in, but the foul called on the drive well before the shot. A late whistle, but I think a good call on a floor foul.
The NBA would have counted.
Yeah, no continuation in high school.
A tough break for the Tigers, but they will get the inbound under their offensive hoop. 23 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. And we're going to have another push off and an offensive foul against Grabowski. She's extending the arm, and that's going to be the 2nd offensive foul of the half, her 4th of the game.
Let's see if Coach G goes right at her and try to see get her.
Not going to get a chance to take her out.
Yeah, I wasn't sure for a moment, but they do bring Colby Bernhardt in, senior, to check out for Grabowski.
That's a big call.
Yeah, 22 seconds left here in the quarter.
But really a pretty easy call to see when that arm extends, Lee.
Yeah, you hate to see the fouls, though, 94 feet away from your own basket.
12 seconds left as Nogue crosses the timeline.
Man-to-man.
Goes to the right wing. Gets a screen from Pallarino. Around the perimeter. Haggerty in the corner. 3-pointer on the way at the buzzer. It's in! First double-digit lead of the night for either team. Haggerty, her 2nd 3. She's got 14. Neshannock up by 11 as we go to the 4th quarter. Neshannock 46, Southern Columbia 35. Here on your home for the County of Champions, the Lawrence County SportsNet powered by LCAP. Today's game presented by Mark Walzer of Keller Williams.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity is really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
8 minutes on the clock, 4th quarter coming your way. Lee, we talked about it in the pregame show, what a difference it was from last year with the 3-pointers. 5 of 35 from downtown in that game. 5 of 35 they were. This year, though, 8 3-pointers made at this point in the game.
Yeah, a lot of confidence. And you got Addie, Erin, and you got Megan Pallarino and Marion Allen all with 2 each. So you got to distribute from everywhere. So 8 minutes away from state cold, my friend. Big 9-point lead. And they get the ball to start the second half. What a big momentum turner.
Yeah, starting the fourth quarter here with the basketball after taking the first double-digit lead in the game for either team. Nogue brings it across the timeline. Nalia gives it to her classmate. Working the weave. Watts now gets to Haggerty. Into the lane. Avoids traffic. Up and in.
And there's Stoker Savage down there to block it.
Largest lead of the night, 48-13. Ball knocked out of bounds into the Southern Columbia bench. It will maintain with Tigers basketball.
Interesting, James. Savage is sitting at the whole way at the end of the bench away from everybody.
Now she went right there after she picked up that fourth foul, so none too pleased. To the right wing, Bernhard looks to drive, gets it to the foul line to Tillett. Tillett backs her way in, shot off the window, well off the mark, no good, long rebound for Pallarino. She's going to pass on the 2-on-1 and a little bit too high and out of the reach of Addie Watts. It'll be a turnover going back the other way to Southern Columbia.
And you see Coach G over there. Hey, it's okay. It's all right.
No, it's the effort. They're moving down. They're seeing the court well. Because the pass might have been a little too tall, it doesn't change the fact that it was the right decision.
Haggerty 16, Watts 12, Erlin with 10. That's your double figure scoring for Neshannock. In the lane for Abby Novak, off the mark, no good, but a put back up and in. I believe that was Savitsky who got her first points.
I want to say it was Tillett. It was Tillett.
Oh, Tillett, excuse me. So she's in double figures. That was blocked by the official. Thank you, gentlemen. Good bounce pass across the lane. Haggerty to Pallarino.
Beautiful look. She sold that perfectly on that bounce pass inside.
50-37 your score. Under 7 minutes to play. Foul line for Tillett. Backs her way in. Another tough shot in the lane, no good. Haggerty fighting for the rebound and knocked out of bounds.
Ooh.
Last touch by Southern Columbia. I think we'll have another discussion, and this one's probably going to be corrected as well. I thought that one was all Haggerty. Yep, and they do go and correct it. So we've had it 3 different times now, and I think everyone has been the correct correction.
Yes. I happen to agree with you, James. I think each time they've discussed that out-of-bounds play, they turned it around and got it corrected.
Good inbounds pass right into the lane, shot no good, but that's because Haggerty got a piece of the arm on the way up.
So Tillett will go to the line.
Free throw shooting of Lee has not been the friend of Southern Columbia tonight.
Yeah, 2 of 5 right now. It's like Haggerty's first foul.
And that was a big issue last year. We talked with Coach Shee in the pregame. First free throw for Tillett, he's good. But when we talked in the pregame, it was exactly that. You have to avoid the foul trouble. You didn't have the bench play last year like you do this year. Both free throws good. Tillett now with a team high 13. It was the first time we'll see some full court pressure from Southern Columbia. Nogue able to get it to Haggerty. Yep, and she knew it.
My bad, she goes it right away.
I think everybody knew it. Yeah. Coach G just stands over there with her hands on, like, come on.
And that's where you got to say, land on 2 feet every time you get in the air. Make a jump stop. Pass down low over the top for Pallarino. Tillett working her way on the block. She's now got 15.
Desperation mode now for the Tigers.
Yeah, don't go away. Well, lead down to single digits again. Pallarino will hand it off to Nalia Nogue with 6 minutes remaining. It's a 9-point Neshannock advantage.
And that's who you want to have the ball right now.
Works the weave. If not her, you want Watts. She gets into the lane, jump stop, back out. Azur's trying to run some clock now, get a good look. Dribble drive opportunity. Crossover. Haggerty hands it off to Watts. Watts across the lane, a whistle and a foul against Savitsky before the pass.
That's her third.
Southern Columbia has only gone 6 deep today. Neshannock has only gone 7 deep.
We're going to have a hard choice for our LCAP player of the game, James.
No kidding.
Yes, we did.
Guess who left the shirts in the car? Haggerty's going to make her name heard. Off the inbounds, her third 3 of the night.
Hey, you live close to Neshannock, that's fine.
We'll have to get him in the parking lot if this continues this way. Neshannock back up to a 12-point advantage.
Another steal.
Ball on the floor and a tie-up. It will stay with Southern Columbia, so no turnover. Garrett created a little space, but good hands by Watts to fight through it and get the tie-up.
They got Garrett for a push-off, Garrett for a loose ball foul, and then they get the jump ball.
Fouls right now, 5 for Neshannock, 4 for Southern Columbia. And there's the whistle.
No?
They weren't. Don't know.
I'm not sure. I thought maybe they were calling a timeout on the bench.
The officials, again, give a shout-out. Gabriel Hempsey, Mark Heist, Rodney Williams. Discuss, make sure. I think they were trying to confirm whether that was a change in possession on the arrow, and yes, that's what it was. So now they'll inbound it. Able to get it into Tillett on the block, works her way in. Tough shot, no good. Rebound coming out for Haggerty. Haggerty gives it to Nalia as they cross the timeline with 5:20 remaining. Calls out the play, gets her team set up. Lancers by 12. Pass towards the Neshannock bench, poked out of bounds there by Bernhardt. It'll stay with the Lancers.
Yeah, they're starting to spread the floor a little bit more.
Yeah, it's 5-10 seconds on a possession. It's just taking the clock away.
Nalia will inbound, gives it to Haggerty. Get it back to Nalia. Message from John Yerridge, gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
That last little whistle was what he called a Shazi timeout. Drive into the lane, pass over to Pallarino, shot partially blocked, and here comes Southern Columbia. Pass down low, trying to back her way in. Double team there is Keller. Blocked away by the combination of Haggerty, Erlin, and Pallarino. And then a tie-up will get possession in Neshannock.
Pallarino held her position and kept her hands high, never brought them down low, and never gave the official any reason to call a defensive foul against her. It was perfect positioning and play there.
Every broadcast we have to have a Shoss mention. Thank you, Mr. Yerge.
Surprised it took this long.
Well, we're not going to tell a story we heard in the park.
No. Nogue gets around a couple of defenders across the timeline against the press. Extra pass from Watts to Erlin is good. Great ball movement against the press for Neshannock. 4:30 remaining. 14-point lead. Largest of the game. Another block for Haggerty. No, she got the body. It got so loud for a moment you couldn't hear the whistle.
She knew it.
Yeah, no arguments from the players on the court, though the Lancer faithful behind us certainly want something else.
Mark Walzer is sponsoring the broadcast, is looking for a travel.
We thank Mark. We thank all of our sponsors at lcsportsnet.com all year long for everything that they've done for us.
Yeah, I have faith Mark's going to find me a house.
Give him a call, 724-730-8813, markwalzer.kw.com. No free throws, no good. In a wrestling match as they go for the loose ball between Savitsky and Addie Watts. It ends up being a held ball, and cooler heads prevail.
Addie Watts just doing what she does so well, challenging for every ball, making sure she's in the best position, getting the tie up there.
Fans are getting a little restless. Things get a little physical.
4:30 remaining in this game. Watts runs around and knock it away, but it stays in bounds, and so Columbia tracks it down. She's going one-on-one with Tillett, who's really been the main focal point with Chris Cabbage on the bench. Trying to back her way in, off the window and in. Create a little space for herself, did Tillett, and then gets the bucket. She's at 17.
Watts tried to draw the Oscar. She didn't win. She lost.
Yeah, that might have been a flop warning in the collegiate game at that point.
Oh, without a doubt.
Nogue gets right around the defense, up, no good, but she was hit on the way. 2 free throws coming from Nalia Nogue, but first we'll have a timeout on the court. We'll keep it right here, gentlemen, with 3:54 remaining. Minute remaining. Hands off to Watts. Watts drives into the corner. Pallarino. Lancers leading by 5. Watts back out to Nogay, just playing a little keep away. 55 seconds remaining. Gives it over to Haggerty between the circles. Getting the call from the bench now, going away from a couple of defenders. Double team there, able to get away from one, and then the reach and foul is going to be called against Southern Columbia with time winding down. 46 seconds remaining.
Good play in there by the Lancers, keeping that ball away, moving it around, running down the clock down to 46 seconds here, picking up the foul, and now sending Haggerty to the line.
Should still be a 1-1.
It's a 1-1, excuse me, yeah.
It will be 2, though, as she makes the first. Haggerty now with 20.
Gives a little wink to Pallarino on the line. She's loose.
Big one here as it makes it a 3-possession game. Makes a note. 21 from Marin Haggerty. 45 seconds left. Southern Columbia's got to hurry. They have timeouts so they can make some shots. Driving in is Garrett. Loses it, gets it back, drives in, shot off the mark, no good. She was fouled, though, on the push from Nogay, and Coach G does a little stomp to the edge of the bench because I think she's thinking what I saw, that Lauren Garrett took an extra step.
They called Addie Watts with number 4.
36 seconds remaining. And worst case scenario, Southern Columbia can shoot with the clock stopped. She makes the first, does Lauren Garrett.
There's no question about it. They want to make it a free-throwing contest the rest of the way out.
The second one on the way is good as well. There's your timeout for Southern Columbia.
Another Ponce insurance timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, James.
Yeah, but still 3 timeouts remaining. Again, today's broadcast brought to you by Mark Walzer of Keller Williams Realty. Thanks to him for being our presenting sponsor today at lcsportsnet.com. And also a big thanks to Something for Your Wall Photography. We'll give us some great looks. Make sure you check her out on Facebook. Something for Your Wall. The frustration, the elation, the concentration, you've seen all of that here today in this Class 2A championship game. And still 36 seconds remaining. 3 timeouts remaining for Southern Columbia.
Yeah, hopefully we're going to be seeing a lot of elation here in about 36 seconds. Well, mostly about 3 minutes, but
36 seconds of game time.
Yeah. Right now is making critical passes, getting the ball inbounded, and then trying to avoid them fouling you right away. Trying to shorten this game versus extending this game, which Southern Columbia will be trying to do.
Haggerty gets it right back to Nogay, to Watts across the timeline, back to Haggerty, and now the foul. I was going to ask how long will Southern Columbia wait before fouling.
They answered your question.
Yeah.
I think they did the right thing. You try to get a trap, you try to get a steal, but Neshannock with 5 ball handlers out there really able to just pass it around quickly.
And Haggerty and the Lancers 11 of 18 from the line, 1-on-1 situation.
Last single bonus free throws to be attempted by Neshannock, as it is the 9th team foul. Haggerty makes the first, nothing but net.
3-possession game. Oh, close here. Get to hit this next one.
If she makes it, yes. Second one on the way is pure as well. 23 points for Marin Haggerty, including 6 of 8 from the line. 25 seconds remaining, 3-possession game.
Don't foul.
Yep, make them make an extra pass or make the throw.
Garrett lost it, got it back, took another dribble. They're saying it was knocked away from her, and she takes a 3-pointer from the left wing. Lead down to 4 and another timeout call.
16.7 seconds remaining here. Every moment matters here. And like I said, they're going to try to extend this game as much as you can. So getting this inbound pass and really handling that pressure that they're going to show you, making those extra passes, trying to get that open shot underneath the basket if you have to take it. But right now, more than anything, you want to try to avoid them from touching you and committing that foul to extend this game.
2 timeouts remaining for each team. Neshannock will be able to run the baseline, and they, with those 2 timeouts left, if something goes wrong, they have timeouts to burn. But at this point, Lee, you got to be strong with the basketball when you get the inbounds pass.
You have to get the ball in first, but like you said, you have that timeout in your back pocket just in case. You don't want to get that 5-second call, but you're definitely looking for Lilia Nogay to get the ball in her hands, or get the ball in Marin Haggerty's hand right now. Haggerty's been, she's 6 of 8 for the free throw line, and Malia, you know how clutch she usually is.
Southern Columbia led at 3-0 and at 5-3. Neshannock has led since the 4:40 mark, with their lead down to 4. Baseball pass from Haggerty over the top. They're able to get it to Leonoge. She's going right to the hoop, and the reach-in foul coming back against Savitsky. That'll be her 4th.
Remember that play we asked at the press conference? That play that Marin Haggerty.
Who would inbound it, right?
Is the quarterback. He used to be a quarterback, and they used that same play in the WPIAL championship game.
Amazing.
First free throw from Leonoge is up and in.
And I asked, why not Addie Watts? Because she throws the javelins. Like, nope, Marin's the quarterback.
Well, she read the field, looked off the safety, and found Leonoge going down the field, and she's rewarded with the pair of free throws. 6-point lead, 10 seconds left. NBA range 3 on the way is short for Southern Columbia. Rebound Haggerty, 7 seconds left, foul. Neshannock starting to feel it.
And an I-5 to Coach G and Coach Shevitz.
Yeah. We mentioned it in talking with Coach G in the pregame, and that's going to be the 5th foul against Savitsky. Every player on this Neshannock team has a plus sign, which has a math teacher I love, a plus sign written on their hand. And the idea was to stay positive. Things might not go their way. Shake it off, smile, give a little wink. And right now, there's 4 smiles on the court. Haggerty, who just lost hers, is the first free throw off the mark. And she gets this one. It's a 3-possession game with 7 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I feel better if she hits this.
Student section waiting.
And she does.
No, it rattles in and out. Halfway down, so still life for Southern Columbia. Right down the court they go. 3-pointer, backboard, no good. Leonoge rebound. That's it! Gold heading back to Lawrence County. Neshannock, your 2022 PIAA Class 2A girls basketball champions. Silver medal a year ago. Silver turns to gold in the sweetest place on earth. And for Coach G, after 42 years, goes and jumps into the dog pile, the one title that has eluded her all those years. Coach Grabowski can finally be called state champion.
They had one goal at the start of the season. It was to get back here and to have this opportunity to redeem themselves. The senior class done that with such class and opportunity with the 62-56 victory here today.
The teams will shake hands. We're going to step aside for a moment. We'll come back with the medal ceremony. The Neshannock Lady Lancers victorious. Neshannock 62, Southern Columbia 56. Today's broadcast presented by Mark Walzer of Keller Williams here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
A good teammate is always available when you need them. Just like Realtor Mark Walzer of Keller Williams. Mark Walzer serves Lawrence County and surrounding areas full-time to make the real estate buying, selling, and investing process a win-win for everyone. For more information, call 724-730-8813 or visit his website at markwalzer.kw.com. To immediately connect with buyers and sellers, go to his Facebook page, Mark Walzer, Keller Williams Realty.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination. For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Maley Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Trib Live has a little something for everyone. Sports from high school to the pros. News from across the street and around the world. Arts and entertainment, lifestyles, opinion, weather, photo galleries, video. You can even find your next job, house, and car. So look alive, Pittsburgh, and get the news you want and information you need all in one place. TribLive.com. TribLive.com. News and more 24/7.
Back here one final time from the Giants Center at Hershey. It was 1 year ago today that Neshannock came up just short. The silver medalist a year ago. Everybody back from last year's team. And they weathered the storm a couple of times, able to get a 62-56 victory and are PIAA state champions for Class 2A girls basketball. And the emotions out there on the floor for both teams absolutely rampant. But Neshannock, it's been a long time coming. Like I said, exactly 365 days ago, gentlemen. Wow.
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun. And they had to weather the storm again late against an incredible Southern Columbia team down the stretch. They go on a 9-0 run late, but they're able to do just enough. They made the free throws down the stretch, Lee. What an incredible run it has been in the last 365 days.
Yeah, the celebration continuing, but it all started way back in December, and they knew, they had a chance to make this run, and Coach G now ready to put the medals on their players. What a smile.
Yeah, you should. What a culmination to the season. I mean, it's everything they've ever, every goal met.
714 career wins, none more sweet than this one right here, as Coach Grabowski getting the medals from former Neshannock principal Scott Seltzer, looks like helping to hand out the medals as well. As they're getting their gold medals, let's go right down the list. The seniors are at the end. Caitlin Freeze, Keely Aiken, Camden Cole, Abigail Measle, Allie Giordano, Marissa Austin.
And those girls worked so hard in practice.
Absolutely. Gabrielle Quinn, part of them too.
It takes an entire team to win, not just the 6 or 7 girls that are on the court.
Absolutely. The juniors, Camden Cole, Erilyn Nogay, Avi DeLillo, Marissa Austin, Megan Pallarino, Hunter Newman, Marin Haggerty, and those 2 seniors, Malia Nogay and Addie Watts. They are our LCAP players of the game.
Yeah, the 2 seniors who led this group, what a great job by Watts and Nogay doing the things that they've done all game long.
Haggerty bites the medal after it's put around her neck. Big hug for Addie Watts. Big hug for Nalia Nogay.
Oh, Haggerty saying, it's actually cold.
That is not made of chocolate. And now everybody crowding around because assistant coaches Taylor Grabowski, Jess Shevitz will both get their medals.
And the big applaud here for Coach G here in a second.
714 career wins now. Who will put the medal around her neck? It's her daughter, Taylor.
There it is.
And, of course, a medal for trainer Barb Kennard as well. What an incredible run for this Neshannock Lancers team.
And now the best part of all.
They get to come get the trophy.
And you would think Erilyn Nogay and Addie Watts, or excuse me, Nilia Nogay and Addie Watts will do the honor to 2 seniors. They're still handing out
medals. There's a lot of medals to give out.
Managers, principals, athletic directors.
Team pet.
And
Here
now
they come for the trophy.
Nalia Noge, Addie Watts will get the trophy. Your 2022 girls basketball state champs, the Neshannock Lancers. Mission accomplished for the Lady Lancers.
Wow. How sweet it is for them, huh?
You can almost see a sigh of relief from some of those players out there.
Oh, without a
Megan Pallarino just ripped the chocolate bar away from the teammates saying, no, that's mine. But now they will go and pose for some celebratory photos, some quick stats for you. Marin Haggerty leads everybody with 23 points, including 3 3-pointers. Erin Noge with 12, a pair of threes. Addie Watts with 12 and a pair of threes. Megan Pallarino with 8 and a pair of threes. Nalia Noge with 6. Summer Tillett leads with 19 points for Southern Columbia. Allie Griscavage with 12. Lauren Garrett with 13. 7 for Ava Novak. 2 for Colby Bernhard. And that's the extent of your scoring for Southern Columbia. The Neshannock who led for most of the game today. Your final score again, 62-56. Lee, we'll start with you. Just some final thoughts on the Lancers and on this season.
Tremendous run. Just a tremendous run. A lot of courage and trying to get Jess's. No, they're not going to come over. That's all right.
That's fine. I just wanted to give a big high five.
It's been a fun run.
They're going to run over to the student section, celebrate there. They hand off the trophy to Elroy Fry, athletic director, physics teacher at Neshannock. Now celebrating in the student section.
Yeah, to see his team grow from start to finish, James, it's been amazing.
And Tim, we heard them talk in the WPIAL press conference. There were games in the regular season. It was just like, okay, can we move on? We want to get to the playoffs. We want to go and make that run. They got through it, and in the postseason, it was all Neshannock all the way through.
It was business, as you mentioned so much time. They knew what their goals was, and the goals really begun in the postseason. You know, to get the WPIAL championship, and then to move back here, get to Hershey, and not to fall short. They wanted to finish something that they thought they weren't able to do last season, and this senior class is able to do it. And it's an amazing effort from them all, and what an achievement. Guess what? It's just you lose your chain of thought. You know, it's just wonderful. I'm happy for them.
I get to go buy a Neshannock State basketball T-shirt in the lobby.
How about that?
There you go. Add to my collection.
Love it. The collection grows in Lee's time here at Hershey. We thank Lee for the impromptu join. Man, was it a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. I mean, how can you turn down a state championship and a victory at the same time, huh? Love it.
62-56, your final here from the Giant Center. Special thanks to Mark Walzer, your presenting sponsor today. Mark Walzer at Keller Williams. Again, visit them online, markwalzer.kw.com. One final time, Neshannock state champions, 62-56 over Southern Columbia. For Lee Moan and Tim Continenz, I'm James Dotson, signing off from Hershey. You've been listening to the Class 2A Girls Basketball Championship, the state title presented by Mark Walzer of Keller Williams, only here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.